Hello everyone, today is 21st of March, now it's 10 o'clock in the morning Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update for the day in which I will share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. And there are quite a few very significant developments and news that I'd like to share with you for this moment, and because military channels didn't report about any crucial changes on the line of contact in zone of special military operation, I will start with the media reporting straight away. And first of all, RIA Novosti's report that explosions were heard in Kiev and Kiev region this morning, and this is due to Russian missile and drone strikes on military and logistics infrastructure of Zelensky's regime. And according to reports that I see, the direction of those strikes was not just Kiev and surrounding areas, but also Zhytomyr, Lvov, and Rovno, although in some other areas, Kiev-controlled areas, might be targeted. Military and logistics infrastructure might be targeted last night, and if additional information will be available during the day, of course, I will share it with you on my Telegram channel and in next updates. Also, RIA Novosti is reporting that Russian air defense systems this morning shut down 10 missiles launched from Vampire MLRS system over the Belgorod region, but unfortunately Zelensky's regime's constant attempts to shell Belgorod region and Belgorod city itself continues, and air defense systems not always are capable of neutralizing all the aerial targets, and as a result today, for example, in Belgorod city, biggest sporting and cultural center of the entire region, Belgorod Arena, was damaged. No reports about casualties on the ground at this point. Of course, all additional information that will be available I will share on my Telegram channel and next updates. RIA Novosti is reporting that London has no plans of sending its troops to fight Russia's alongside Ukrainian soldiers. UK's government spokesman told Russia's TASS news agency on Wednesday. The comment came after French President Emmanuel Macron said that he could not rule out eventual presence of NATO troops in Ukrainian soil as Kiev's conflict with Moscow continues. Well, of course, United Kingdom will officially deny that they are sending some militaries into Ukraine to combat Russia. But we all know it's like open secret that United Kingdom, France, Poland, United States, and most likely some other NATO member states also already have their military contingents in Ukraine, and already received quite significant number of casualties also. I don't know what TASS news agency was expecting what kind of answer they were expecting from spokesman of the UK's government, but of course they will deny everything. RT is reporting that German Chancellor, by the way, is making headlines in Russian media once again, and this time he said that Germany will not let Russian President Vladimir Putin forcibly alter Ukraine's borders or impose the terms of peace. Speaking to the lawmakers in Berlin on Wednesday, Olaf Scholz insisted Germany will not accept dictated peace at the expense of the Ukraine. Law is stronger than violence, the Chancellor said, claiming that Putin had sought to violate that principle with the launch of Russia's military operation against Ukraine in February 2022. We will not let him get away with this, he added. Okay, Scholz, okay. How are you going to comment this, by the way? You wanted this conflict, you provoked this conflict, you were hoping that Russia will crumble and disintegrate. It didn't happen and will not happen. And now these people, by the way, Scholz, Macron, and the rest of them are looking for ways to out from this mess that they created, they provoked, and still trying to kind of save the face that they will not allow this and they will not allow that. Who are you, for God's sake, to allow anything to anybody or not to allow? I mean, who cares about your opinion, Scholz? Only reason I'm sharing, I mean, informations with his statements because formally he is the Chancellor of Germany. Otherwise, who the hell is Scholz, man? Come on, this fucking shameless clown, man. RIA Novosti is reporting that Sullivan, what is his name? Jake Sullivan. Jake Sullivan, aide of U.S. President in national security issues, was in Ukraine. He had some secret meeting in Ukraine. This was reported by Washington Post, and the main reason for his trip was to reinsure, to give some reassurances, so to make sure that the Kyiv regime is not in panic mode, that US left them, US did not. At least current administration of the US wants Kyiv to believe that US stands next to them, despite delay in allocation of additional funds for military aid by House Republicans. Commerçant, but in reality, by the way, I guess real reason why Sullivan was in Kyiv are something different, because just to reassure Zelensky and his associates that Washington stands next with them, just for these reasons, I mean, the US has ambassador in Ukraine. That's enough. And therefore, I think something else was discussed during this trip of Sullivan. I mean, I can speculate on several topics why he went to Ukraine, but there is no point in this. Maybe we will learn sometime in the future. Anyway, let's continue. Commerçant is reporting that there was an article in Politico according to which Zelensky and his inner circle, his associates, are not happy with recent statements of US lawmakers that if US will allocate additional funds to support Kyiv regime, those funds would not be grants or free money, but only as a credits, even if under zero interest, but credits. And well, Zelensky's regime is not happy with this. They want to receive money without any obligations, basically. That's what Zelensky wants. TASS news agency is reporting that according to Prime Minister of Ukraine, Denis Shmyhal, Ukraine received, or Zelensky and his associates received another $1.5 billion from Canada, by the way, from Canada, and they are very happy with this, I guess, because I mean, they can buy so many additional mansions and whatever they want with this amount. Formally, this sum is supposed to go to deal with the budget deficit in Ukraine, which is about 40%, and to pay salaries and pensions and so on, to maintain some state institutions. But in reality, we all know majority of that sums gonna be directed towards the pockets of corrupt officials in Ukraine, and same goes for 4.5 billion euros that was transferred to Kyiv by European Commission, by Brussels, also as a part of financial support, so that the Kyiv regime will have funds to operate its state institutions, pay salaries, pensions, and do some work on infrastructure. Anyway, but does anybody has any doubts that from this 1.5 billion from Canada and 4.5 billion from Europe, vast amount of these sums will be stolen? Does anybody has any doubts about it? I don't think so. RIA Novosti is reporting that Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Poland and Czech Republic are calling Brussels to ban imports of grain from Russia. Well, why just grain, by the way? You know, ban imports of everything from Russia, and call to cut all the ties between West and Russia, including diplomatic ties. I mean, why Baltic nations and Czech and Poland are just talking about grain? They have so much more to, you know, there are so many other ways also to further escalate with Russia. But maybe that's the next step. Maybe today they will demand a ban of import of Russian grain. Okay, do it, by the way. I don't think Russia will struggle that much to find buyers for that grain elsewhere. It will just make grain or grain products more expensive in Europe. But I don't care, really. I don't think anybody cares. Russia can definitely replace European market by other markets worldwide, and quite successfully does so. RT is reporting that Assange is in a plea deal talks with the US, according to Wall Street Journal. This is important, of course. The US Justice Department is considering whether to allow WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to plead guilty to misdemeanor offense in order to avoid extradition to the US on espionage charges. The Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday the potential deal would see Assange plead guilty to mishandling classified information with the 5 years he has already served in London's Belmarsh prison, counting as his sentence. The unnamed source told the newspaper. Assange lawyers and US officials have held preliminary talks in recent months to sketch out a possible bargain. The sources said, however, Barry Pollack, a lawyer for the jail journalist Julian Assange, told the newspaper that there are no signs that the department is ready to accept the deal. So, well, longer Assange will remain in custody unlawfully, bigger damage will be done to reputation of the US and UK, if they still had any positive reputation at all, and to reputation of the judiciary systems in both countries. Although I don't think anybody respects judiciary system in UK or in US, by the way. Assange is unlawfully jailed for how many years now? And he was basically forced to live in embassy for so many years before he was arrested. And these guys, by the way, in charge of US and UK are talking about freedom of speech, human rights, and democracy. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's continue. TASS news agency is reporting that Federal Reserve System of US made the decision to leave current interest rate on 5.25 to 5.5% level. Okay, this is interesting. And by the way, when it comes to decisions of the central banks, and the U.S. Federal Reserve System is acting as a central bank, although it's a private institution, isn't it? And well, Russian central bank, according to media reports here in Russia, will also leave unchanged interest rates, although here interest rates are much higher than in US, unfortunately, on 16%, which is well, way too high. But seems like for now for now, to make sure that the economy is stable, I guess that high level of interest rate is necessary. Maybe towards end of the year we will see decrease of interest rates here in Russia for at least couple of percentage points, although it will still remain quite high. But for US, I guess 5.25, 5.50 is also high. But that's for US. In Russia, this level 5.5% would be it would be good number, but it is what it is, man. If you take into account all that pressure that Russia is under because of the Western sanctions and this proxy war against Russia, then 16% may sound quite okay. Anyway, this is it for now. Hopefully this update is short enough. Yes, it is, by the way, surprisingly short. Only like 17 minutes it's gonna be. So hopefully you will find this relatively short update interesting, informative, and useful. And if so, please click that like button and leave some commentary just about anything, any topic. More likes and comments most likely will help me to reach wider audience and will have its influence on algorithms on both platforms, YouTube and Rumble. And if you are watching this video on YouTube, please consider to join our community on Rumble. Also, after all, my channel is monetized on Rumble and will never be monetized on YouTube. And well, if you can, please share links to my videos and my channel with your friends on any of the platforms that you are active on. And finally, if you think this small media project of mine is useful, interesting, informative, and deserves to exist, please consider to support my work with small donations through PayPal, Boosty, which is a very popular platform for creators here in Russia, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You can see all the links under this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. This is it for now. I'm kind of surprised to see this this video come out this short, but well, it's all good. Have a great day and take care.